Hey everybody, welcome back. It is Monday, so we are going to go over some stocks that I'm definitely going to be buying, or at least having on that close watch this week, because I think this is going to be a massive week in the market. Many reasons for this, but you got tax refunds coming, we got stimulus checks coming, and that money is going to be pouring into these markets, and you could believe me on that one. And if you don't, then just watch, because these stimmies, I feel like everyone is going to put these things into the market, or at least anyone that doesn't need the money for necessary things, which is unfortunately a good portion of the people getting the stimmies. They're going to put this thing right into the market. So we're going to go over a few stocks that you guys should be looking at coming into this week. So I'm going to be using some Webull today. That's what you guys are seeing on the screen. If you are interested in this, use my link down below. You'll get some free stocks. Plus there's ones for M1 Finance and some other brokerages as well. If you use those, we both get free money. It's basically free money that you could just take out right when you get it. So don't even worry about it. If you do that, that helps me out as well. So thank you very much. Other than that though, remember to subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate that a lot. We just started this channel, so I'd appreciate every single one of you guys that click that button. It's very, very big for me. But without out of the way, let's get into the first one. This one is very exciting because it is still recovering out of the EV crash, and that's CCIV Lucid Motors. Now there's a big catalyst coming up on this one. Well, there's been a big catalyst for a while now, and that's of course, when are they going to make their darn cars? But that'll be coming in the next few months. They'll start production on them and start rolling them out at the end of 2021 is what I've heard. But something that we are getting right here is we are getting a retracement back up to the $30 mark. Now if this thing gets above the $30 mark, this is going to be great. First of all, I sold a put at $30, so if it does stay under the $30, first of all, I'm kind of gonna have to buy shares at $30. So hopefully it goes above $30 for my own sake. I wouldn't be too mad at buying shares at 30, but I'm going to be buying shares at 26 too. But this should be the strongest resistance here. Once it bops off this, I think this should become the support. It's just one of those psychological numbers that people like to rock with, and it has been a support in the past. But even bigger news, if y'all could see this is a Lucid Motors store that is opening. They took over a Tesla location, so they are coming into malls very, very fast. So they're getting ready to start unveiling their cars in the US. This one was in a mall that Tesla used to have a storefront in, and they just took this in and they just started putting their cars in there now. So they're getting ready to roll out, and that's a big thing with Lucid. At this point, everyone thinks the number 2 company in America, at least, not China. I mean, we're not going to talk about NIO, but CCIV is definitely the forefront for EVs in America. CCIV, Lucid Motors. So stay ready for this one. This one should, the line you need to watch is my square right here. This is where it's going to either bounce back and retrace back down, or it's going to break through and use this as a support. If it uses this as a support, the next stop is whenever they actually get another catalyst, which should be when they start production, and that is when we should see the surge back up to 40, 50, and so on. But I like this one this week because a lot of people getting these stimulus checks are millennials, so these people are into the EVs the most, so they're going to be putting the most money into the EV stocks. So I could go on about every single EV stock, but this is the one I see going up the most this next week. We're calling this one at 26.77. Next stock is a growth stock. This thing is dirt cheap right now. This is right when they had a great earnings, and this dip right here is when they said they're going to be acquiring Slack or Work, ticker Work, and they did not like that they were overpaying for this, so they absolutely smashed them in the Wall Street world. We saw a nice surge back up, but over this last dip, they dipped harder than anyone else. And I just think this is a dirt cheap evaluation. We're growing at incredible rates every single year. The forward P is only at a 60. Yes, that seems high, but the way that they are growing, this is like an Amazon type grower. So anything under 220 is a strong buy for me. Originally, a few months ago, I got this thing at 216, 213 to 216 area. I rode that one all the way up, sold it up here somewhere. I think it was somewhere beginning of February. So somewhere right here, and it apparently was dumb luck because it dropped all the way here. But now I'm in the market again to get back on this, just swing it up. This is definitely a long-term play as well, but sometimes I just want to allocate money into different stocks, and that's exactly what happened here at the beginning of February, and now I'm still holding that money, so I could just buy back at a cheaper price with the same stock. So Salesforce is definitely a buy with these levels, definitely oversold as well. We're still oversold. Now obviously you could have gotten this thing for as low as $201 on the 4th, but still we have a great opportunity to buy in now, which still presents us with a high upside. I think this thing could easily. Fair value wise, this thing's into the 280, 290, 300 range. On my other channel, I did do a breakdown of this one a few months ago, and my fair value is way higher. So guys, over the next year, if this thing just gets back to its all-time highs, that is already almost a 30% increase, 26, 27. So roughly 25% increase over the next year, which is a great return no matter what these other guys say. Okay, there's going to be the high flyers in your portfolio and also the steady gainers that are just going to outpace the S&P. The high flyers are the EV companies, but it's always good to have these guys that are sturdy companies, these huge blue chip companies like Salesforce is the largest CRM company in the world. So take this one onto your watch list and bring it into next week. Before we get into the last one, guys, if you guys are in this play with me, this purple play, I had this on my last channel. Obviously this is restarting. I'm making this the channel where we talk about high growth, high flying stock. That channel is now just about long-term gains, growth stocks, options trading, dividend trading, stuff like that. But this is where I'm going to be calling out my plays, that as long as that Discord group that's going to be coming out here soon. But if you're in this with me, guys, we are back to fair value. In my opinion, we made a quick, massive amount of return over these past few days, 30% plus. If you gotten at least on the day I told you guys to, that is 30% plus by now. I say we're at fair value now. So if you were just looking for a swing, get out of that. But I'm going to be holding on to this one because I have been buying this thing at every single dip it's been having. And that's just how I feel about purple. I think it's actually going to grow a lot over the next few years, but that was a great buying opportunity. But lastly, I have two more things I want to show you guys. These are both ones that I have close on the watch list. I'm not necessarily going to buy them right when the market opens, but I definitely have these ones really close. And Tesla's one that I have very close, not because of this nice dip, which is one reason why it would be good. It stayed in this channel and now has broken out, and it should be retracing back up on a uptrend that we could see return back up to that $800-900 mark, which would be a 50% return. But more than that, we have Cathie Wood that's going to be coming out with her valuation method. She said 2 weeks ago that she was going to come out in the next week or two. So that valuation is going to come out, and I know it's going to be high. She's going to say like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 evaluation, and that's going to send this thing to the moon. And that is completely speculative, so don't take my word on that one. But over long term, I mean, if you know anything about this, we are pretty bullish on the EV sector as a total. We're getting down to the hundreds in the PE ratio over the next year. So that forward P is looking at 168. So this is a buying opportunity for sure. Once she releases that thing, you guys got to take note of that. Look at what her valuation is. Read the whole article. That thing should be out on her website here soon on the blog. So that is something you need to look out for this next week. Last but not least, of course, the boringest of them all, Apple. Okay, guys, this is getting into fair value. We're at 27 forward P at the current price that we're at. We're also hitting a very strong, very strong support right here. This is not going to break this unless if we see a total market collapse somehow this week, which I just don't see happening. And we should see a channel back up to all-time highs, especially if they come out with any news about the quote-unquote Apple car. Now, I don't necessarily see that happening this next week, but as stimulus money comes into the whole market, the S&P 500 gets bought into, Apple will go up in turn. So will any of the stocks, but this is the one that's sitting in the most dip right now, and it has about 20% from here to here, which could happen over the next few months. So Apple, big buy for me on this one. Definitely a long-term position, definitely not just a quick money position like we could see with the EV plays, but those are the stocks that I'm going into this weekend, just watching very closely. I'm also looking at this whole SPAC market, but I wanted to go over the bigger cap market ones right here. Some SPACs I'm looking at TSIA. This is Latch, so I'm looking at this one. I bought a lot right here because I had to cost average down from when I bought up here. So now my cost average is like here, if that makes sense. But I'm hoping we see a surge up on this one. This is Latch Company. Also GHVI Matterport. This is one that is going to be the future of real estate, realistically, in my opinion. I see them everywhere now, so this is one that I'm very stoked about, and I'm going to be watching. If we see another double bottom right here, this thing is going to soar. If it just flies up, then oh well, no more buying opportunities, except if you just want to get in now, cost average down if it goes down, or just be happy when it goes up. Either way, those are 3 plus a few SPACs that I'm going to be looking at. So that's all. If you guys appreciate this, please do like the video. Tell me what stocks you guys are buying this week. I need some ideas, some more ideas. It's always good to speak speak in the comments, speak in groups, speak in communities. That's why I'm really starting a Discord, because I need a community. I know a lot of other people need a community that they could just go in and just talk stocks to all day, because I know not everyone has someone in real life that they just talk stocks about all day. But that's gonna do it. That Discord will be out here soon. Stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great trading week. Bye bye.